Hey friends, it's Marie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I get to share with you the Spellbinders Glimmer Kit for September 2019. So in this month's Glimmer Kit, you're going to get these pieces here that will foil some decorative corners or edges, and you also have this little diamond shape that you can cut out to be a frame. So you get some coordinating dies with this kit as well. These dies can cut the inside and the outside of this frame. As you see, I'm lining it up here. You also get this little sentiment. It says it's your day. You can foil that, and it comes with the coordinating die, so you can also cut that out. These little corner pieces as well have dies, so you can cut out all of these pieces, any of the pieces that come with this kit, and then you can layer them on your card. Now you don't have to cut them out. You can layer them on a one-layer card, foil them directly onto your card base, but today I am going to cut them out and I'm going to do some layering with these pieces. So now I'm just going to arrange my glimmer plates onto my glimmer machine, my glimmer platform, and you might notice that my lights are not green. So typically when you foil, you want to plug in your foil machine, you want to turn it on, and then wait for that first light to be solid green. I am not waiting because sometimes when I'm working in the mornings, it's a little bit cooler, or if I have my air conditioner on, it's a little bit cooler. So I find that leaving my plates on there a little bit longer, letting them heat up for another minute or two, will actually give me better results. And that might just vary depending on where you are, how cool it is, how warm it is. You might just have to play around with some scrap paper before you kind of really figure out how you work best. But after the first green light is solid, you would push the timer button, that would blink, and then when that one was solid, you would pop it out of your base and run it through your die cutting machine. So I'm going to go ahead and foil these little corner pieces now. I'm trying to arrange my Glimmer machine and my Platinum 6 both on my craft area so you guys can see what I'm doing, but I'm working with a really small craft area. So yes, this looks a little bit awkward, but I wanted to show you how you just pop it out of that base. You run it through your Platinum 6. I'm going really slowly, and then I'm going to come back again, go through one more time. I really like to make sure that when I go through once and it pops out, I try to make it go slowly and gently so those plates don't shift around in there when I reverse it, because that will give you kind of a double foiled look, which isn't bad. You can work with that, but if you want just a crisp impression, go slowly, crank it through slowly, take your time, and then you're going to see you're going to come out with some really beautiful foiled pieces. So I'm just going to peel the foil off Midnight Blue cardstock, and you're going to see how pretty these little corner pieces are. So I'm going to line these up with my dies, and I'm just taping my little dies down with a little piece of washi tape, and these washi tape pieces I have used before, so they are not super sticky. Some of their sticky is gone, which is fine, because if you use a super sticky washi tape over your foil, sometimes it will peel up some of that foil. So use a very low tack tape if you're going to be taping your dies down over these foil pieces. But they're really easy to line up and run through your die cutting machine, and you can see how easy they die cut. They're just perfect with those coordinating dies, and they're just perfect for layering onto a card. So I'm going to arrange these four little corner pieces here in sort of a square frame, and now I'm going to bring in some dies. This is from one of the newer glimmer plate sets from Spellbinders, one of their holiday sets, and I'm grabbing some scrap paper. I'm using some mirror gold cardstock, I'm using some reds and some greens, and I'm going to use these dies and cut out some poinsettias and some greenery and just lots of pieces that I can die cut and layer on top of my card. So I'm building my sandwich for my die cutting machine, running them through my Platinum 6, and then I'm using my tool-in-one to pop them out of these dies. I love these dies that come with this Ornament glimmer plate set. They are just gorgeous. They cut as well as emboss. So I hope you can see this little flower here. It's cut out, but it's also got those little score lines that gives it some detail, and I think they're just gorgeous. So I cut a bunch of those little flowers out. Now I'm going to layer on my greenery and cut some of those out. Now I have 3 pieces of sort of greenery pieces, so I'm going to layer them all on and run them through my die cutting machine all at once. You can use different shades of green cardstock if you want to. I'm using one shade, just cutting them all out quickly, trying to save some time here. And I am going to add some more dimension to all these pieces with some ink blending, and you'll see that in a bit. But I just wanted to show you how I'm cutting out all of my little pieces, popping them out of those dies with my tool-in-one, and as I'm popping them out, I'm layering them on my card base to get an idea of where I'm going to want to arrange all of my dies. So I'm taking this last little die here. This is like 3 little circles. It goes in the middle of your poinsettia, and I am just cutting it out with some of that mirror gold cardstock, and I think it's just gorgeous along with that foiled, the foiled corner pieces. So here's the die set that I'm using for these die cuts, and this is actually a sentiment that comes with that ornament set, and it's glimmer plates. So I am using the words Merry Christmas. I'm lining it up on some more of that blue cardstock. That's the same stuff that I'm using for my card base, and I want to make this a straight sentiment strip. So I'm lining them up against the edge of my cardstock, making sure they're straight. I'm taking some more of my washi tape, and I'm going to tape these down on one side so that I can pop up the other side. It's like a little hinge, flip it up, and then I'm going to take some of my foil and just cut a little strip and put it right underneath that washi tape hinge and flip it down over top. I learned this by watching Yana, and I think it's just brilliant, and it helps you get your placement correct with all of your glimmer plates, and especially if you're working with some of these tiny sentiments, you want them straight against the side of your cardstock so you can cut a little strip for your card. This works fantastic. Now I do like to pull that washi tape up a little bit farther so I can kind of get that foil tucked underneath, and it's going to hold everything in place as I run it through my glimmer machine. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through my glimmer machine. You'll see it in a little bit when I'm adding my sentiment, but I want to add a few things to this background first. So I'm taking some of my liquid elements, my gilded liquid elements from Brutus Monroe. I'm taking a water brush, and I'm going to add gold splatters to my background. I thought my background needed a little bit more something. I know I've got a lot going on with my foiled pieces and my little die cut pieces layering on there, but I needed some kind of texture and interest on my background. So the best, easiest way for me to do that is add some gold splatters. It coordinates with the gold from my foil, and I think it looks fantastic. So like I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and ink blend some of these pieces here. So I'm using some aged mahogany for my poinsettias. It's just going to add some darker edges to these flowers, and I'm going ahead with some forest moss and adding that to my greenery as well. So it's going to give it a little bit more of a distressed look, a little bit more dimension, and a little bit more interest. So here is my sentiment that I have foiled. I have it cut down into a strip, and I'm going to start arranging all of my foiled pieces on my cardstock base. So I'm using some Craft Perfect foam squares. These are great because they're little foam squares that are already pre-cut for you. You can just pop them off, pop them onto your little pieces, and then stick them down to your card. So I'm going to make sure I've got all 4 of these pieces here kind of lined up straight and popping them up on foam adhesive. And I decided to cut down my sentiment. I thought I liked it stacked in the middle like I'm doing here, more so than just a strip across the middle. And so I just cut those down a little bit. I'm putting some more foam adhesive on the back and popping it up. And then once I have all of my foiled pieces on my card base, I'm going to take my die cuts and just arrange them all around to kind of fill in those gaps and fill in this frame. Now, as I was looking at these 4 pieces here that create this sort of diamond shape, diamond shape of a frame, I thought it would be really fun to use them to frame a photo. So if you wanted to add a Christmas photo, a family photo to your Christmas cards, foil these corners and then just add it around that photo to make a frame. You have a really simple and personalized Christmas card just by doing that. And I think it would look really amazing. So if you put a little photo in the middle of that frame, I think that would just be really cute. You could do that in an album too, or a planner, or if you like to scrapbook, use it to highlight your photos. I think that's another fantastic use for these foiling plates. So like I mentioned, I am just arranging all of my greenery and my flowers, gluing them down with some Nuvo liquid glue, and once I get all of these on, and I'm also going to add those shiny mirror cardstock pieces, I really love how this card turned out. I love the foiled frame pieces, and I love all the die cuts kind of popping out of there. It just looks like a really full and festive card. And I also did another card similar to this style using that frame that I showed you in the beginning, that frame foil plate. And I have a picture of that at the end of my video here. I also have more pictures on my blog. If you wanted to head on over there, I have links below. I'll also have links to all of the supplies that I used here today if you're interested in that. So head on over to the blog if you want to see more pictures, more details, more links. Otherwise, that's pretty much my card. I did go back afterwards and added some gold sequins here and there. I believe I did, or maybe that was my second card. You'll see the pictures coming up. Otherwise, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy these cards and a look at these Spellbinders Glimmer plates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, tap the bell, and do all the things. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.